So you guys, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about a time when I was in university where I thought my life has no meaning, my life has no purpose. Why was I even created? And this is coming up when I'm watching a podcast, Mel Robbins podcast, and she was interviewing Jay Shetty. I'm sure most of you know him, and they're just talking about purpose, how to find purpose and how to pursue your purpose and all those kind of things. And she asked what is the main thing that what is the main thing that blocks people from actually pursuing their purpose? What is that main thing that hold people back from pursuing their purpose? And he was talking about grieving the old version of you. So you know that there's more inside of you, you know that you are created for more, but at the same time you're still holding on to the old version of yourself. You're still holding on to your old identity, who you thought you were before, and how life shaped you, and so and so. It was like, check your life and see what mindset are you holding on to, that if you could change that mindset, things could literally blow up for you in life. Like, not even I'm just talking about, you could actually be more determined to pursue your purpose. What is that mindset that you're holding on to? What is that identity that you're holding on to? What is that whatever it is, an old version of you that you're holding on to? And for me, it was what I'm telling you guys about, that there was a time that I felt like I had no value in the world, in a way that I felt I'm a liability to the world. And that came because of all the experiences that I went through, everything that I went through. So here I am in varsity. I can feel that there's something wrong with me, but I don't know what is wrong with me. I'm just thinking, okay, there's just something wrong with me. Maybe I was not even supposed to be born. And I remember that time I was so angry at God. I was telling God, why did you create me? God, why would you create me so I can come suffer? Because I was suffering mentally. I didn't know what you call traumas. I didn't know what you could call. I didn't know all these things, mental health. I didn't know all of that. But I just knew there was something wrong with me. Something definitely was wrong with me. But my focus was on, I'm a liability. I don't add value in this earth. I don't add everywhere I go I felt like a liability, whether it's in relationships. When I started my career, the first jobs that I had, I would feel like a liability, and that thing just followed me everywhere, and I would feel more like a liability. That's why I felt I had to work so hard in order to prove myself that I am not a liability. But in my subconscious mind, I felt like a liability. And I'm here thinking that, you know what, devil is a liar. Devil is a liar. You know, the devil will come after that one thing that he knows, or it's your gift from God, or it's your treasure from God. The devil will make you see yourself as someone that does not belong to this world. The devil will try and cause you to think in a way that you disqualify yourself all the time. And I saw it with me that so many things that have been happening in my life, or areas where I felt like I was stuck or I had no way out, it was actually myself holding on to the false mindset that I believed about myself. and you know that the enemy will always want to try and take advantage of every opportunity that he grabs. So there was an open door in my mind. There was an open door when I was complaining there, and I was mentioning those things. Oh, I'm such a liability in my life. I'm such a liability everywhere I go and all that. I don't see myself as an asset. I don't see myself as valuable. He was actually noting that down. The enemy was actually noting that down and actually planning to use it against me. Planning to use it against me in every area of my life. So that's why they say we need to be careful of what we say with our mouth. Whatever that we're saying with our mouth, we are prophesying. You say that I'm a liability, you will feel like a liability, and people will treat you like a liability everywhere you go. You say that I don't add value anywhere, people will just overlook you. You will try and speak, people will speak over you, because that's what you have uttered with your lips, that's what you've uttered with your mouth, and that is what you actually believe. Even scriptures, they do tell us or show us that whatever that we think about, we become such. Like we are prophets of our own lives. God built us with so much power that there's power in the tongue. There's power in the tongue can either build your life, or it can either kill your life. And I saw it, I experienced it in my life. My life had taken the exact direction of the words that I uttered when I was young, when I didn't understand what was happening to me. But even if it's like that, there's hope, beautiful hope, as like there's always hope in Jesus Christ. There's always hope in God, because he will always get to a place where he shows you. Imagine, I remember exactly what I said, and I even remember the exact moment I uttered those words. I even remember that I was standing in front of a mirror. The picture came back like clearly. It was like a movie. That's one thing that I love about God, that he will remind you of something that you bind yourself back then, something that you had forgotten, and you do have the opportunity to go and unsay those words and reverse those words. So that is the good part, that even though we might feel like there's so much damage that has been done, even though we feel like there's so much damage that has been done, that damage can be undone. Absolutely. That's the hope that we have in Jesus Christ. He has given us the power to, to build the same way he has given us the power to destroy and to bind the plans of the enemy. He also has given us the power to build, to rebuild again. That's what I love about God. That's what I love about our Father in heaven. Where hope was lost, where everything was lost, where everything was just scattered, he comes and he rebuilds. And when he rebuilds it into a very beautiful flower. Like it becomes like a blooming flower, a fresh flower, something very beautiful. So thinking back then with the words that I uttered, and him taking me back at that moment to say, no, do you remember when you said this? That is actually what the enemy has been capitalizing on. The words that you said with your mouth, he took them down and he made them your reality. And when we say things with our mouth, it is being used against us in the courts of heaven. In the spiritual realm, there's so much that is happening. We say things that we don't mean. We say things when we are joking. But at that time, I actually meant it though. But I'm just saying that we might say things that we don't mean. We might say things jokingly, but those things are being recorded. It's either they're being recorded for good, on the good side, or they're being recorded in the bad side. And if they are being recorded in the bad side, the enemy will make sure that as long as those words are still active in the spiritual realm, when you try to change your life, he opens that book and he just keeps holding you back, keeps holding you back, keeps holding you back. So as children of God as well, we have the power, we have the opportunity to go and just pray and say, I reverse the words that I said. You know, you can actually even mention them, even if it's a thought that one had, or a belief, or it could be anything, words that you uttered with your mouth. It could be a vow, it could be something you wrote down, it could be a thought. You have the word to, you have the power to go into prayer and actually reverse. I reverse all those words that I said and actually begin to declare the opposite of it. I declare that I'm not a liability to the world. I'm not a liability to people. I am valuable. I'm an asset. I am needed. What God created in me is unique. The world needs it. And I believe that as you are doing that as well, Romans 12 verse 2 is actually also manifesting as well. You are being transformed because you are renewing your mind. What you believed in your mind before is actually being crushed, and there's a new mind set that is being formed and developed in you. So I just thought to share this. I don't know, I just thought to share it. Something that I felt, wow, that was, you know, that there are things that we say when we are young and we don't know what is happening in our lives. We are confused by those things. You don't just say things and they are blown by the wind. You say things and there's a force that is grabbing what you're saying. Whatever that we say is not going to waste. So we need to also get to a place where I didn't know better then, but you know, as I'm sharing, maybe there's someone who's always talking negative, someone who's always talking bad about themselves, uttering negative words about themselves. Don't do that. Don't do that. You know, there's this scripture that I love. There's this chapter in the book of Psalm 139. It actually helps a lot to understand that we were created with intentionality. God created us with so much intentions. Like when he was creating us, he knew why he was creating us. He did not just create us just for the sake of filling the world. Nobody that is here in this world is a mistake. God created us for a purpose. Everybody, each and every one of us, there's something unique about you. There's something unique inside of you. There's something unique that is in you that the world needs and the world is waiting for. So Psalm 139 has also become my friend, you know, just to remind the enemy that no, whatever lies that you tell me, they don't exist. God says I'm this, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. He created me with purpose. He knew me before I was even formed in my mother's womb. He had a plan for me. So yeah, just thought to share, friends. Yeah, I'll see you on the next one, and I love you.